to see using the new camera, and thought I'd do a morning ramble on it to see what it's like. One of the things about it is I can't see myself, so like a phone where you're actually always just basically talking to yourself, really, it is quite off-putting. So this one, I don't have to. I'm just talking right into the camera. I can see a little light flashing below it, and that's about it. So anyway, couple of things. My storage on my Apple Mac was full, and I think it's about a terabyte or something like that, maybe even more. Anyway, I had a look at it and I thought, I had backups from about 2017 that were sitting there taking up 20 gigs. Delete, delete, delete. So I've obviously been doing a lot of downloading of stuff over the weekend and all that, and it's obviously filled up. One of it is, well, basically I put together 5 websites in the weekend. I've been busy. I wanted to put together, take away some of the cost of all the websites I had. From Squarespace, it was costing me £12 a month. I've now reduced them like £12 a month, which is a lot better. But now it's all WordPress and getting it's a language that or rather tool that I haven't really used. Not really a language, is it? But it's got a language of its own, and just getting used to it again. And I'd used it before, but oh my god, it just takes time and it is frustrating. And trying to get the support to help me to do little bits that's just not working. And I'm saying, but it is. It's not. You know that you've tried everything. Eventually, there's something wrong in the way that they've actually, I don't know, the API or something like that. Linking it in with YouTube was basically, I gave my user ID that YouTube had, but YouTube have changed since the days when this guy had written this code, and therefore, there's a subtle difference to get the actual correct link to YouTube. So, all these little things you have to go through. So I've got 5 websites. Super Yachter's now been updated so that I can actually have a top level view and it kind of tells a story behind the scenes of the community and the app that I've got and the news site, and basically discusses why it's there, and that will help people when they visit. The UK Film Network, I thought I'll make it more of a trailer based kind of system as well, although there is a community behind it. I mean, there's about 35,000 people on Facebook, but they've not got the front end, and they've not always got the app that I've got. So it's really having a front door. It better explains everything. UK Theatre, you can now get tickets on there, and that's not working at the moment because one of the platforms has still got a C name that points back to myself instead of to the localized server, so I'm trying to fix that as well. And then Loman Travel, which is a new white label, which I've got. It works well. It's kind of raw if you just go to their booking site, the white label. I mean, it's very good, but I want to then bring in some stories, and I want to create links and features, etc., on the front page, so that then that leads people down into it. So that's been keeping me busy. Next up, I'll do one for UK cyber security, but I wanted to learn first about the different templates that's possible and try to sort of reduce time. I mean, I noticed a lot of the way that the AI sites are doing things these days is quite interesting. And they're almost like somebody put a post on my LinkedIn. It was about 25 different AI sites. So I had a look at them, and every single one of them is structured. It's almost like they're a clone of themselves, written in the same kind of tone, and you can click on the little button, and it'll show you pricing, and you can quickly see it. But I'm sure it's quite effective. I kind of didn't really want that bland, because if you don't want to go back there, do you? You just want to click and that's it. And I kind of want people to revisit and say, oh, I want to go back to that site. So it's kind of trying to make it a little bit more stickier than those, which are just basically, landing pages, if you like, to get people hooked in. Yeah, I mean, I might look at one of the options for some of the other sites I'm doing. And then, but I'll build them up. And yeah, so that's been good fun. What else has been happening? I had to stop there because my finger was getting a bit hot. The camera itself heats up at the back, so actually holding it in its case is probably better for it, and it's also charging at the same time, so it's probably a better way to do it. Anyway, um, so yeah, Pegasus. There's a book coming out 25th of January. Have a look at it. It is a bit. I'm sure some of you will know about it, but it is a very dangerous bit of software. It's sold by a company in Israel, licensed by the government. It's more cyber warfare tools. I was at Security First conference last year. I think it was last year. It could have been 2 years ago now. Yeah, I think it was last year. And post COVID. And the former chief of MI6 was there, Sir Ian Sinclair, and I was dying to ask him. I'd just heard about Pegasus software from, I think it was a leak within the government, and somebody had hacked 10 Downing Street, their mobile phones, and this was the name of the software. So I wanted to find out more about it, and suddenly I was building up the courage to ask a question to say, what does he think about it? Does he know about it? And suddenly somebody behind me asked the question saying, what about this Pegasus software? And of course he had an opinion on it, which was good. And quite rightly, his concern was less about the technology. It was more about the fact that somebody was profiting off of cyber warfare technology, which isn't good. So it was used way back. It's been used for before 2016. It was used in there's 120 journalists have been hacked using it, according to Amnesty International, and it was used in the murder of Adnan Khashoggi. So it's obviously something that's really very dangerous, and because I'm actually using this little camera now and not my mobile phone, no one's listening, so don't worry about it. But have a look at the book. It's got all the details. It just came up in my TikTok feed this morning, and I thought, oh, right, okay, I didn't know about that. Now, it's out. The American TV presenter who was talking about it said that it can get into your phone without clicking on a link, but I don't think that was the case when I first got information about it. And also, I understand Apple phones and probably Android have got a fix for it, but you just don't know these bits of software, and you don't know whose hands it's in either. So yeah, that's not a fun development, but there's like everything, there's not much we can do about it. Somebody brought up John the Ripper the other day. They're on a list of what about these tools, and I remember about it was a long, long time ago. I couldn't even. It was when I was working in Bolton for a firm of solicitors. I was IT manager, and I went to a Microsoft conference. So it's about 25 years ago or something like that. And I thought, I'll go and learn a bit more about hacking because we just got the bugbear. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was bugbear. We'd been hacked by a bugbear virus, and it was caused a mayhem, and restoring backups didn't work and things like that. I was just so I learned a bit more about what was out there. So I picked up a book. I think it was, I don't know, Microsoft's hacking book or something like that, and they gave a free CD in it, and in there was John the Ripper. And I thought, okay, let me have a look at this. And this tool basically, you give it a password file on your Unix server or whatever, and within like less than 30 seconds, it's cracked your whole organization's passwords. It's just phenomenal. Danger, obviously. But somebody was talking about it recently, so it must have been upgraded, or I don't know what's happened to it. It's still out there. And when you realise this, there are just so many sophisticated tools out there, and therefore organisations need to have their own sophistication to prevent and block and continue to improve on that. So anyway, have a look at that as well. What else? Nothing else on a Monday morning. Frosty outside. Last week I worked from home this morning because last week on 2 occasions it took me 4 hours to get home. 4 hours. This is in a car. I mean, I was, I'm not frustrated. I kind of don't get frustrated with London traffic because I know what to expect. You just have to go, all right, okay, listen to the music and just not let the frustration get to you, and that helps, and you just sit in the car and maybe make some phone calls, or occasionally do a video when your hands are free. But yeah, I'll show you some of the footage around there just to show you the mess of the traffic. So I don't know what it's going to be like this week going into work and actually getting all of that, sort of nonsense traffic coming home. I'm hoping it was temporary, but it seemed to be roadworks around the M4. Maybe that's what it was.
Angus Crawford is outside the coroner's court in Stockport. The jury spent
Half an hour later, and I'm no further forward.
And the biggest route across Tower Bridge, absolutely gridlocked both ways. Another one from me, off now.
Thank you very much, Bobby. I love Joshua. It's our go-to car song, says Lisa in Nottingham. Yeah.
When things go wrong in London, they certainly go wrong. Clear on that side, still not at Tower Bridge. Now got to pick up my wife. Fantastic. 2.5 hours to get to Tower Bridge. Oh dear. So anyway, this week I was going to come in today, although I'm glad I'm not, because it's really very frosty. But my wife is sick over the weekend, so I thought I'd stay off and look after her today, just in case things were continued, or I got the stomach bug that she got, So don't want to be in the Canary Wharf when you've got some problems. So there's a downside of working from home, or an upside from working from home, and a downside from working from the office. So hope you have a good week, and I'm off to. I've got a bit of theatre this week. I think I've got a bit of film as well. Yeah, I've got a bit of film. And some no, it's BAFTA time, and obviously we're in the final rounds, so everybody, everybody's in the short list is now inviting you to loads of screenings, and I do prefer the screenings rather than watching it. I mean, we've got Amazon Fire Stick, where most of the films are loaded up on, and you can watch there, but it's not the same. Some of these movies, like All Quiet on the Western Front, someone somewhere all at once, or everyone everywhere all at once. That's the one. That one is much better on the big screen. So there's many of them. We do need the big screen. Hopefully we continue to keep that alive, and not just become digital streamers all for the rest of our lives. And so I'm going to go into that. And Noises Off is my favourite theatre play ever. It's so funny. I'm going to see that. I think it's Thursday. So it's a good week ahead. Hopefully you're matching your high stress work with your playtime as well. See you soon.